Today's letter is the letter P. P is for pumpkin. So today I'm going to show you how to draw this cute little pumpkin with coloring pencils. Let's begin. Hi everyone! Welcome to Rain Francis Art for Kids. My name is Rain. In this series, Alphabet Soup, we choose a letter from the alphabet and we draw food that starts with that letter. So let's draw. This is what you'll need for today's drawing. You're going to need a piece of paper. I have my dollar store drawing pad here. You're going to need a pencil, an eraser. I have my old paintbrush here that I use to dust off my page. If you have one, it's a lot of fun to use that. And of course, we're going to need some color. Today we are going to need yellow, orange, and green. And I have my black Sharpie marker here that I find is good to fill in the eyes. And as usual, I have my fine tip black marker for outlining. And if you don't have one, you can use any marker you want, or you can use a black coloring pencil. So why don't I clear off my page and we can start drawing our pumpkin. I drew a pumpkin during October for Halloween, but that was more of a jack-o'-lantern. Today we're just going to draw a regular pumpkin. And I'm going to show you how to do that very easily. First we're going to start with the stem. Now the stem, we'll do it like this. And watch, we're going to give the stem some points like that. Okay? And what we'll do is we'll draw the pumpkin around the stem. There, just like that. Let me move this up so you can see it better. And right away we're going to give, I think we're going to make her a she today, so she's going to have big oval eyes. And we'll draw another oval on the inside. And we'll draw her mouth in after. But for now, why don't we start by using our orange color, and we're going to color in the whole pumpkin except for the stem and except for the eyes, okay? So let's start coloring in our pumpkin. And if you're using coloring pencils, don't press down too hard and turn your pencil once in a while so you don't wear it all down on one side. You know, if you wear it all down on one side, then you have to sharpen it and it doesn't last as long. And we want to try to keep our art supplies as long as we can. So I'm just going to try not to get any of that orange into the stem. My pencils are getting very short. I use them a lot. Actually, I'll tell you, I've had my coloring pencils for about 5 years now. And this is the original orange. Even though I use it a lot, it's lasted that long because I turn it and I don't press down hard. Because when you press down hard, you could break the tip too. And also, you know, your hand can get tired. There's no fun in drawing with a tired hand. So I'm just going to be careful around the eyes. Try not to get any orange into the eyes. And don't forget to turn your pencil, okay? People usually think of pumpkins for Halloween, you know? But I love pumpkin pie. And I love pumpkin muffins and pumpkin bread. I even like that pumpkin spice coffee that comes out every fall. It's a nice flavor, and we always have lots of pumpkins in the fall. All right. How are you guys doing? So I've got my first layer of color on my pumpkin. Now I'm going to take my yellow and I'm going to add a second layer. Now all that means is I'm coloring it in a second time. When you color something in one time or paint something one time, that's one layer of color. When you color it in a second time, you're adding a second layer of color. And usually in my videos, I would have taken the orange and added a second layer of orange, but I want to have kind of a yellowy orange color today. And you can do that. You don't have to stick with the same colors when you're doing layers. You can add lots of colors. You know, if you have a big set of coloring pencils, you probably have different shades of orange and yellow. You can experiment with all sorts of colors and different layers. As long as you're not pressing down too hard with them, you can add lots and lots of layers. If you press down too hard, you could rip the page sometimes. And also these coloring pencils, they're kind of waxy. If you go like this, sometimes you can feel the wax. And when there's a lot of wax on the page, you can't really add more colors. So it's always a good practice to draw very lightly, color in very lightly. I love the way this looks. The orangey yellow. That's really cool. Look at how small this pencil is. This is my second yellow pencil. This one, the first yellow didn't last as long as the orange did. I think I ran out of yellow the second year because I drew a lot of Tweety Bird from the Looney Tunes, and he's yellow. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a third layer. That means I'm coloring it in a third time, and I'm using my yellow, and I'm not pressing down hard, just adding a third layer. Don't forget to turn your pencil. And I'm going to be careful not to get any yellow into the eyes or into the stem. Be careful around those eyes. There we go. Can you tell the difference if you're looking at your drawing? If you add more layers, the color is much more vibrant and beautiful. But I'll leave it up to you how many layers you would like to add to your drawing. When you get the color you want, then you can stop adding layers. Now I'm going to do something I hadn't planned, but I want to see what it looks like if I add another layer of orange here. I'm doing a very light layer of orange here. Okay, it gives it a little more of an orange color. Yeah, I think that's going to look good. Just a quick orange layer here. And I'll leave that up to you if you want to do that or not. Now let's color in the stem. I'm going to take my green color. I have a light green, but you can use a dark green if you have it. And I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to start with one layer, and then I'm going to add a second layer to the stem. I'm going to try not to get any onto the pumpkin, because if you mix green and yellow, sometimes, not sometimes, it always kind of looks brownish, and I don't want any brown into the pumpkin. Okay, so that's one layer. And I'm going to go ahead and add a second layer of green to my stem. And I'm turning my pencil, See the difference between one layer and two layers? It really, really does make a big difference. If you remember anything about my lessons, remember layering. There we go. All right, that's looking pretty good. Now I'm going to take my black fine liner and I'm going to outline everything. Everything that I drew in pencil, I'm going to outline with my fine liner marker. And this is optional. I'll leave it up to you if you want to do that or not. I think it looks great. And if you don't have a fine liner, you can use any marker. Just concentrating here so I don't go outside my line. Start at the top. It's easier for me to start at the top. There we go. I'm going to outline the eyes too. And the pupils. Now I'm just going to take my eraser because I kind of drew a little further and you can see my pencil line. So I'm just going to kind of erase that little pencil line. Just so it doesn't show, because that's the white of the eye and I don't want that pencil line to show there. That's just me being picky. Now I'm going to take my Sharpie marker and fill in the eyes. I just want to make sure I have, okay. I put a scrap piece of paper underneath because the Sharpie goes right through the paper and I don't want to ruin the next piece of paper on in my drawing pad. There we go. Actually, I'm going to outline the eye with the Sharpie. Make that eye a little thicker. I don't usually do that, but I just felt like doing that today. There. Now I'm going to take my fine liner again, the black fine liner, and you can use the black coloring pencil if you want. And I'm just going to draw a smile on her, like that. And we'll give her some cheeks, little semicircles at the end of the smile. And we'll give her some eyelashes, since she's a she today. Okay, she's looking pretty cute. Now what I'm going to do is, I'm going to take my fine liner again and I'm going to draw some lines. Just from the top, just some very light lines, but not through her eye, okay? It's okay if you draw a line through her smile, but don't draw it through her eyes. And I'll put another one over here. Okay, now let's grab our green and we'll give, there's, I don't know what they're called, but they're these little thingies that come out of the stem of the pumpkin. You know, do you remember those if you ever picked a pumpkin or gone to a pumpkin patch? They have those little squiggly things on them. And I'm just going to take, let's see, my fine liner again, and I'm just going to put some marks like that into the stem, just to make it look a little bit interesting. All right, let's sign our work because I think our Ms. Pumpkin is finished. I hope you enjoyed this lesson today, my friends. We'll see you next time on Alphabet Soup. Thanks for watching. Bye.